evening, everybody. Well, first of all, let me say thank you for the very, very warm welcome. I use my hands a lot. I'm Puerto Rican. And you know, as Latinas, we talk with our hands. And so, President Hagan, can I get a lavalier for the next, when I come on board? Thank you. You know, it's an honor to become the next president of Cal State University, Fullerton. I look forward to working with all of you immediately. I'm already here, but also when I come officially in June. You know, but it's important we honor those that come before you and the legacy that this person has left at Cal State University, Fullerton. Fullerton is where it is today because of his leadership. I think it was 18 years. And it is an honor that he is here today to welcome me to Cal State University, Fullerton. Please join me in thanking Dr. Mildred Gordon. Dr. Gordon has already shared with me that he will be a wonderful confidant and mentor when I come in June, and I thank him. He's been a friend, he's been a mentor. I'll share a story with you. When I was coming to Dominguez Hills, I knew about half of the presidents in the CSU system. And I called Dr. Gordon and I said, Milt, should I take this job? And he said, come, I'm going to help you. The presidents help each other, and we would be glad to have you as one of the CSU presidents. He has kept that word. So not only is he so helpful in moving this institution forward to be the premier, comprehensive university in Southern California, and I say the nation, he has been a wonderful leader for the CSU system and for the presidents that he so graciously mentored. So Milt, thank you. Thank you for all you have done, and thank you what you've done for me personally in being such a good friend. And I am honored that you are here. Thank you. You know, there's no question that learning is preeminent at Cal State University, Fullerton. See, I read that binder over and over again. It was this big. I became so excited because all of you understand that it is important that an institution is student-centered and that you provide academic excellence to everyone we admit. You should know that I too embrace those values, that I too believe that we must be student-centered, that I too believe that we together need to work on the graduation rates of our students, because it's important that we prepare the next generation of leaders for Southern California and for California and the nation, because quite frankly, if this country is going to continue to be the premier country in the world, we must educate the diverse student body that comes into our institutions. You know, while I know you know that I have been at CSU Dominguez Hills for 4.5 years, you may not know much about who I am. And today is a meet and greet day. And I want to share a little bit about myself so we get to know each other. But I also look forward to speaking to each of you as we move forward in June or even before that to get to know you as well. You know, Bell Hooks, in her writings, speaks about that you have to tell a little bit about yourself and become vulnerable so that people will understand the lenses you use to really distinguish what the world is like. That is who has shaped me. And so I'm going to tell you just a little about what has happened. As Dr. Burdell heard in my interviews, and he was so wonderful in that interview, thank you for being, he asked tough questions, don't think he didn't, but he was welcoming and gracious and represented this institution well. I am a first-generation college student from very humble beginnings. And I have seen the power of what a college education can do, not only for me, but for the generations in my family after me. My father and mother, they were my heroes and my sheroes. They came from Puerto Rico in the 40s with 5 of their 7 children. Now, I was not one of them. And 5 were born in Puerto Rico, and 2 were born in Brooklyn. So I am a New Yorican. But what they have taught me was that the only inheritance a poor family could leave you is a good education. They also taught me to always remember where you came from, to hold on to Spanish and your cultural values, but also embrace English and be part of the American society. And then they said, even though we have little, make sure you give back. My father became the president of the first president of the Culebra Social and Educational Club. Culebra is a small island outside of Puerto Rico. If you like to scuba dive and go to beaches and not touristy, that's where you should go, by the way. But those clubs popped up of cities of Puerto Rico all over the city so that people will learn how to navigate and try to get involved in a new land where they didn't know the language, didn't know the culture, and how to be successful. And so I saw my father in those leadership roles. You know, my nieces and nephews no longer ask, am I going to college? When my father died when I was 12, we had to move into the housing projects. And universities was for rich people. Well, no longer. My nieces and nephews don't ask, am I going to college? They ask, what college am I going to? My 13-year-old nephew, I don't know why, has decided he's become a Saints fan. So he's going to go to New Orleans, and he's going to be at the University in New Orleans. And so and my little niece, who I just took to kindergarten, typical Puerto Rican family, by the way. I'm the godmother. My nephew, who's in his 30s, the oldest one, is also the godfather. The parents and the grandparents. 6 people took this young little girl to her first day, typical, first day in kindergarten, where the teacher said, sorry, you have to leave now. But she's already thinking about, well, maybe, Titi, I'll go to college where you're the president. Well, that's 17 years from now, but we'll see about that. A review of my resume will tell you that I've dedicated my life to students and student access and success, to teaching, research, and service. I began as a faculty member and was swept into administration when the president was appointed at a new college and said, I'd like you to come with me to the South Bronx. And I'll tell you how much I knew about administration. I was happy teaching. I love teaching. I love research. And she said, I want you to become my chief of staff executive assistant. Now, the way I put myself to college was by being a secretary. So I said to her, I didn't go to college all these years to become your secretary. And there began my life of understanding what it was to be an administrator in higher education. You'll also note that I've been at Montclair State, at Arizona State University, a research intensive institution, as well as Berkeley College. You know, I spent summers as a visiting scholar at the Center for Higher Ed Research at Penn State. They're going through a hard time, but it is a wonderful university. And so there I was part of research teams, learning about higher education and honing my skills on research, on underrepresented students, and honing my skills on organizational change to truly become student-centered. You know, at Arizona State, when I went over there, I wasn't full professor yet, and they put me through the regular process. Would you believe I'm a faculty member? So I know the faculty members in this room will understand that. I still have those 2 binders that I had to submit for full professor that demonstrated teaching, research, service, and grant attainment to send out to external reviewers to review my work. And it was an honor that I became full professor with tenure at Arizona State. You know, also becoming, and I'm supposed to be there today, but I chose to be here, I am becoming the new vice chair of the American Association of Colleges and Universities, lovingly called AACNU. And with them, I have been deeply engaged in high impact practices where research has highlighted that when every student is engaged in these practices, they are retained and graduate at a higher rate, but more importantly, their learning becomes deepened. Thus, I am a strong proponent of these high impact practices, especially the one that I know you do, engage students in undergraduate research. And we should do that not only for some students, But every student that walks in through our door should be engaged with faculty in research so they can learn and love the discipline that you have dedicated your life to. You know, as president, I must tell you I'm schizophrenic because I miss the research and teaching very much, but I also love being an administrator. I have a passion to understand how do we ensure that students are successful and really learn as they go on into the world. I also miss the engaging in research about institutional change, but I can assure you that I remain current in my latest research, as well as remaining on research teams as what they call practicing scholars for researchers that have never been administrators, giving them input from someone like myself, Dr. Gorton, and Dr. Willie Hagan, telling them, will this work at an institution or not? You know, I share this, all of you, because I do hope that I could allay the fears of some about my commitment to research. Please know that I am totally committed to research, teaching, and service, that I believe that to be an excellent faculty, you must be engaged in research and teaching to inform the work that you are doing in the classroom and be able to prepare the new scholars that are before you. I do hope, though, that the Academic Senate will take a lead role. Within those binders from the colleges, I did read that some people are concerned that when you engage students in research as a faculty member, it is not recognized in the reappointment, tenure, and promotion process. I'm hoping that with the academic team, Dr. Bedell, you and the Academic Senate will ensure that we look at that if that is true. I'm only telling you what I'm reading, to ensure that if our faculty are truly engaging students in undergraduate research, it is rewarded as a wonderful faculty member of Fullerton. You know, there's another person that I have to thank today. I thank Dr. Bedell and of course Dr. Gorton. I have to thank Dr. Hagan. He has been gracious. He has been another person on the search committee. He asked some other tough questions, but he has been gracious since I've been named, and we will be working alongside all of us. And he will be sure that this campus moves forward until I am here in June. I will tell you that I will reread your strategic plan. And I will reread your WASC report as you prepare for that visit in March. And I will await WASC's evaluation once they send that to us, that I'm sure is going to be terrific. And then I will begin when I come, or even earlier, to listen to the voices. The first thing I need to do is hear from all of you, to talk to you, to listen to you, to tell me the good, bad, and ugly about Fullerton, and together shape as we move forward. My belief is that everyone that works at the university is an educator. Everyone. Because you know, the maintenance people that take care of our grounds have a beautiful environment where people are learning. That our police take care of our students in the safety of who we are. That those that cut our checks are making sure that we're okay as we move forward. So everybody in this institution is an educator, helping to ensure that our students graduate and are successful. So yes, I will listen to the voices of the Academic Senate, and then I'm going to go out and listen to all the other groups. And I will also listen to the silences. Because there are people out there that do not come out to speak, that are quiet for whatever their reasons. And you need to go to them and say, you are a member of this community. I want to know your opinion. I want to hear your voice. And if they're not engaged, ask why they're not engaged. Because they came to Fullerton with a love and passion. And I want everybody to love and be passionate about this institution, as I will be and how Dr. Gorton has been for the last 18 years. So that's going to be my first role, is to listen to everybody at Fullerton, and then together shape where we're going together. So we're entering a new relationship. And we know about great relationships. When you think about great relationships, we know that when you're in a great relationship, you start to learn about each other, learn about our idiosyncrasies, and learn how we work together. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to listen, we're going to talk, we're going to shape. We're going to plan together to move the institution from a wonderful foundation. Yes, we're all a little anxious. Who is she? But so I am too. And together we're going to build a very strong relationship. And yes, there'll be changes. I'm not going to do it the same way someone else has done it. But I will guarantee you this. I will be dedicated to the mission of this institution, the foundation that you have set to move this institution forward. Teaching, research, service. Learning is preeminent. And everybody outside of this community and internally will know that Cal State Fullerton is the premier comprehensive university of the nation. And together, we're going to continue to go there. So I'm excited. I think you can tell that. I'm humbled and I'm honored to be elected your next president at Cal State Fullerton. On behalf, and you'll hear me thanking people a lot, because I think you need to appreciate what people do. You have almost 36,000 students, and all the students that have graduated before, who've become opera singers, business people, I could go on and on, your alum are very distinguished. So on behalf of all of the students, what you do for Fullerton, what you do for this community, I say thank you, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.